Okay, let me just pull. All right, can you guys see that?
Yep, we can see it, the
All right,
travel log and journal.
sweet. Okay, so my project is basically a travel log and journal. So I love traveling. Um, and I thought that it would be cool to like create something where you could like track your trips and also like track like have a journal so you could keep track of your thoughts and experiences while you're having your trip. Um, I would love to like make this more of a social thing, but I haven't implemented that yet. So this is a React front end and Flask back end. And I used the REST countries API to pull in the list of destinations or the countries. And that was a lot. It was like a big project. I feel like I didn't know what I was getting into. Um, but here, I will do a walkthrough. All right, so here you have a login. So you go here, you can add a new trip. And here it populates a list of countries. This comes from the REST countries API. So you just like select your destination and then select the dates. Add a trip. These are ordered to have the whichever one's coming up first. You can edit, so you can change this. Say you want to go to Albania. And then you can just go in here and create like journal entries. So you can add your thoughts. Yeah. So everything here, just like full cred and navigate back to the dashboard. I didn't have much time to do much of the styling yet because mostly everything was focused on just getting the code to work. It was pretty
Totally.
aggressive. Um, so the hardest part that I would say for this was really just combining the two stacks and trying to get everything to work together. I think when I decided to do that, I really underestimated like what it was going to be to get all of those things to work together and also do like login and authorization on the front end and then also have that on the back end with JWT and get everything to work together. So I would say that was the biggest thing. I did like a ton of tutorials and watched YouTube videos and yeah, it was a lot, but I learned a lot and it was really good. I definitely want to continue to keep building it out. Um, I think that was the next question. What did I learn when I was building it? So I learned that React has a lot of like unexpected behaviors if you don't understand like everything about like what's asynchronous and how everything works together. So after this, I'm hoping to maybe like find some books and do some reading on that. So it's like less trial and error and I kind of understand how everything works together because this was this was a bear. Yeah, and that's it. So if you guys want to like take a look at the code, here it is. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is really, really cool. And I think such a good for you because this is such a challenge within 2 weeks to, I think you said maybe the styling isn't what you want it to be, but just to be able to grind through and problem solve and take two languages that you know and then connect them together, you should feel really, really, really accomplished with that. That's amazing. And to integrate a third party API, even cooler. So very, very, very well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was really fun. It was a challenge. I'm glad I did it, but I'm ready to like, I don't know, get back to like hiking again because I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. And I think I don't know if it's the web. I know that it used to be, but Instagram is built in Python and uses React. So this is very sort of on par with even Meta and Instagram. So very, very cool.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is built. So React is created by Meta, and a lot of stuff's built in Python. You know, even big parts of Google is built in Python. So, and obviously React is huge. So this is much more common than, you know, one might think. So really great job.
Nice. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other comments or questions? Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. Really great job. Really, really, really impressed.
For sure.
Next we got Deshaun. Deshaun, are you ready to present?
Yes. Okay. So let me share my screen.
It-
Share.
Is it Deshaun? Did I say
Yeah,
Deshaun?
it's
Deshaun. Yeah, after I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, how dumb. My bad.
No, I get it all the time, or I get like people think that I'm a guy because they think it's Deshaun. So yeah, I just blame my parents. But I usually go by Paige, so you can just call me Paige.
Perfect.
Okay, and so can you guys see my screen?
We can. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I did a just a general pizza ordering app. It's called Pizza My Heart. I did JavaScript. I chose JavaScript because that was the only course that I took, and if I would have tried something else, it probably wouldn't have happened. So here on my front page, I just have a about us, a picture, a nav bar that can take you to the menu and the actual back home. Also, there's the two ordering buttons here. Both of them will take you to the pizza or calzone ordering site. In the menu, I have it to where there's specialty pizzas, and once you click on a specialty pizza, it takes you to a pizza detail. It kind of gives you what's inside. Um, Once you press order now, it just takes you back to the ordering page so you can order from there. My images are on click. So if you're like, oh, I like the calzone, I'm going to order that, it'll just take you back to the ordering page. Here you have to do like a method, delivery or carry out. Delivery, because I was trying to, like initially I wanted to do like a login and authorization, but that was extremely hard. I couldn't figure it out. I was on the struggle bus for like 3 days, and to protect my sanity, I was just like, you're coming out. So that I just forgot to take out delivery. But with that being said, you can use either pizza or calzone, select your crust, your size, and then your quantity. Right now, I just have it as only one style can be selected as like a double or just like one or two or even three.
Sure.
And to add salads and cokes, and then it has a total down here. I submit my order and it takes me to my ordering page where it just renders everything that I've previously gotten. After that, I'll do like a submit order, and I have an alert that comes up that says, thank you for ordering. And I click on it and it goes back to the homepage if you would order more.
This is awesome. This is really cool. And the chat is talking about how detailed this is. Very, very cool.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh.
I know you were nervous. You did so great.
Panic attack central over here, like breathing it out. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry.
No,
thank you so much.
Great. So great. Awesome.
Okay. Any questions?
Let's see. It says, does somebody in chat said, do the promotions have functionality too?
Not yet. Okay. Thank you for noticing that and calling me out. Okay. They don't, but I would like to add code to them. So at the end where you can add your code and then I'll take the percentage off and stuff like that. I just didn't have enough time to get to that part.
That's awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Great job. Really, really, really great job. Tell me once you already sell it. So, that's the dream, is create an app and sell it.
Absolutely, Optimal. Let's make some money. I'll go ahead and do that.
That's awesome. That's funny. Cool. Well, great job. Really, really, really great job. Really, really beautiful, and I love the detail.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions? Yeah, just like Taryn, I now want pizza. So great. Now I'm hungry. So here we are. Awesome. Well, good job. Fasika, are you here and ready to present?
Yes.
Awesome. The floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right, so can you see my screen?
Yep, we can.
Okay, so this is my project is CDR. It's called CDR, which means Construction Daily Report. Currently, I'm working on the construction industry, and it is very hard to get reports every day, and we are not able to get the right amount of money that we did actually on the field. So this is simple for the field guys. They don't like a lot of paperwork. So it's just a simple reporting, daily reporting method. Let me start from registration and login. Let's do some validation. When we submit, it says two character minimum, and a character for the password, and same thing for the login. When we submit, it says invalid credentials, so the validation works here. So I'm gonna go log in with the previous existing account.
Okay.
So this is the dashboard where everybody can log in and see what is in there. There are different project names and job number, and we can see who is preparing this, and the person who prepared the specific project can edit and delete, and the rest of anybody who logged in who's not creating this project can view the project. This is what the view looks like. It shows the project name, project number, date performed, and the report. So the person who created this project can delete the project. It's functional. And also we can create a project here. We can do some validation here. If we submit this, it says date required, the report required, and there is minimum character there needs to be. If we put a future date, since we have to report today's work as of the present day. So if we put a future date, it's gonna say cannot time travel. So that's a validation for to create a project.
That's awesome.
And yeah, that's all I have. And I need to work a little bit on the styling, but so far this is what it looks like.
This looks great. How is the can you have the same job report number? Like if I wanted to create a report, could I do the same one, or is there some kind of validation check to make sure that we don't have the same job report number?
yeah, we need to have the same job number reported by a different person, because sometimes we have to take the crew and make them do another job, and another crew may start working the same job number, so they have to create the same job number, so it has to be repeated whenever a
Sure.
new crew comes there.
That makes sense. That makes sense. One idea, this is really cool, and I love again that you're in this industry, so therefore you kind of know and have a pulse on what what the industry needs. One idea to make this even better, this is very good. But maybe even instead of just getting all, you could get it to where there's a way that we just kind of have Rock Creek, and maybe there's a button that if there's multiple, right, there's like a drop down and we can click this and then show all the reports. You know, if you've got 10 of them, there's all the reports that way, but it's only showing up as one here. You could just kind of expand on that
Right.
just
right.
as an idea, but this is great. This is really, really cool. Yeah, lots of
Awesome.
people saying very professional, looks awesome, likes the page design. Yeah, really great. And again, anything that you can take experience from the industry and apply that to your project, and it just kind of makes it something that you want to keep adding. Is there any additional functionality that you'd like to add into this?
Uh, yes, but right now the main problem is there is an app currently working, but it is sophisticated, and uh, field guys don't like it because they are working, 100 degrees out there in a very hot condition or a very cold condition, and they have been working the whole day, and they're gonna get tired. They have to report the same day, so it, it, I can add a little bit more, like clock in, clock out, so that their time is configured properly. They have to pay for whatever time they work. I can
Mhm.
add more, but for now, this would be good. But in the future, I can add more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dontrell had a question of would it make it many to many if we had the job number? Let's think about that. If we were to have the multiple, if we were to search it by job number, I don't think so. I guess off the top of my head, it depends on how you want to set it up. We could just do a SQL search where the job number field equals, basically we do a search. And then what it would do is it would consolidate all of the values by job number. So there's only one that's viewed. And then it's a, maybe that's like a tag, right? Some sort of anchor tag that we hover over, and it's some sort of method that searches by a specific job number. So what it would do is it would then take us to another page, maybe a detailed page or something like that, that would run a SQL query, and it's going to grab all of the projects where, in the same way that we say where ID equals whatever the user ID is, we can do that for any of our attributes, right? And so we could say, give me all the jobs that are 1030-24. And so it would get us the list of all the jobs, and then maybe we, do it ascending or descending. So that way we have it, the newest or the oldest. You could do the other ones, if it's complete or not, or however you want to calculate it. And then it would just take us a page and have all that data. So that's one way to do it. Really, that's all you would need, because you wouldn't need another table, because I guess a job number could have many reports, but a report can only have one job number. Is that correct, Vasika?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So then no, but still be one to many. You would just have a job number, a job and then a project. So a project can have multiple job reports, but only one number can be associated to a report. So it would still be one to many. That's how you could do it if you wanted to do it that way. This is great. that was just to answer the question in chat.
Okay.
This is really, really great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep on building it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, great. Really great job. Is Colin here? Yep.
I'm here. Yeah, I was a little late, but I'm
No, you're
here.
fine. You're fine. The floor is yours, my friend.
All
And then
right.
Taryn, if you do want to do office hour, we can. If not, maybe we could talk about, I know that there's some questions on some JavaScript stuff, so maybe we could talk about that.
Can you guys see?
Yep, we can see your code.
Yeah. You can see when I just switched, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so kind of like what you said, Will, a long time ago, I ran into you gave some advice, create a CRUD, do the extra features later. I did the big idea first and then later had to scale it down because of time. But yeah, so basically this is Pets App Tracker. You got it's made in Java, and SQL, and you got the login registration. But really what this was supposed to be was the game itself. So what I'm gonna do afterwards is make a game called Pets App and then implement in Java, which I haven't done before, API calls to that game that will use this tracker to keep track of everything. But the game itself just kind of was a lot of extra work. And with the other things I have going on, it was just a little bit tough. So I kind of scaled it down, but it's still basic CRUD. So we got register. Definitely all the validations there. We'll register someone. We'll do Will. Email Will at gmail.com. And then it's got to be 8 characters. So to get rid of those ones. They're all pretty responsive. They work pretty well. And then if this one's not the same, it'll tell you, hey, it must match.
Awesome.
And then, so upon successful registration or login, you go to the home page. And also too, we have now in the database, I just see there's no Will here yet, so we'll refresh. And then we'll run it again. And now we got Will with the hash password. Username, we'll see. And you haven't created anything, so you can only just see the details. But if you had created these, then you would be able to see the edit and delete, and I'll show you that in a second. All right, let me move you guys. There we go. All right, yeah, so like I said, it's supposed to be from the game that's gonna eventually API call to that game, and you'll link your pets that exist in that game, their name, the type, the level, their owner. And eventually I would like this add a friend or create to make that API call. But as of now, I just have a form. So like we could create a pet. We'll do, I think I already have Pikachu. We'll do grammar level. See, if we do -1, it won't work. If we leave type, it won't work. But let's just try this actually. We'll try it blanket. See all the validations. Name is required. Must be at least 3, no longer than 256. And they have to start at least 0. Has to be something here too. And they also have to start at 85 health. And animals are always more happy than us, so 65 at least. Yeah, we'll say Grimer. I think he's poison, maybe dark and poison type. I think, pretty sure. Oops, never changed this one. Should say level 1. And then we submit, brings you back to the homepage, and now you'll see we can do edit and delete. So only the owner will be able to see that. And then when you go to details, these two also only show up if you're the owner. And this is just kind of like a, show details. And it'll go ahead and grab the name and then the type. So that's dynamic. That'll change every time. Same with posted by, we grab that user, the user ID and then the username. And then we could either edit or delete. I'll show you if I go to someone else's, I can't see that edit and delete. I can only see the the details. And also too, up here we have your welcome, your username. And then like I said, the other ones it'll go ahead and grab the name and then the type for each different one. So we got Dollar the Arabian Horse, Bartholomew the Wiener Dog. So it's dynamic, it changes with each one. And then if we go to edit, it pre-populates the whatever's in the database, which is nice.
Yeah, it's really
Also
nice.
too, it has the same validations as the create. So we'll do negative type like 4433. Try to submit, same thing. Yeah. But if you do, change it to Josh the dog. To 99. Whoops. 99. 80. You submit. It's gonna go ahead and change. Josh. Oh, I typed Gog, but yeah, I meant Doug. So it
It's a
changes
good
it.
dog,
updates
Gog. Yeah.
it. Yeah, you got the Gog in there. Well, his name's Josh.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then delete works. Just refreshes. Also too, all the routes, like in order to get to this homepage, so like this route is /homepage. This one would be pet/3. If we go ahead and log out, well, my mouse isn't working very well. Okay, so now we're logged out. We try to go to /homepage. Doesn't work. It just keeps redirecting you back.
Yeah, it's cool.
So page. Same thing with all the other routes. Pet/4 just redirects you. Yeah. I guess I could log in as Mike Jones here. And we'll see what he's got.
Who?
See, Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Yeah. No, so he's got some stuff in here. And only he's able to edit and delete. That same thing. If we go to the details too, you can either edit or delete from here. That deletes that. So we'll edit this one from the details page. And that brings us right here with the pre-populated data. And we could do, edited 25, edited. Submit that, and now we got edited. We go to the details and 25.9999. Yeah, so it's just pretty basic. But really what this would be for is, like I was saying in the beginning, I want this to, when you go to create, it's not a form. I don't want it to be a form. I want it to, you type in the name and the type and maybe some sort of other I don't know, like your username or something, and then it'll grab that from this other Pets app that I want to make. So it's not a form, it's going to make an API call, and then once you submit that, it'll go ahead and add that to the tracker. And what I eventually want the game to look like is something like this. So this would be like, instead of like the details page, you would have like a game, like in addition to maybe something like this, maybe I'd have a table or something, but then I'd also have like a green game button, and you go to the game, and then it'll bring you to a place like this where you gotta, you got the health, the happiness, the level, the feed would, raise these however many points, bathe would raise them however many points, scold would lower the happiness, pet would raise it, and then the potion would definitely go up like a level or whatever. And then also to have time constraints on how many times you can click this button in a given amount of time. And then that information would be like what the tracker would be calling out to. It'd be grabbing that pet, however it currently is, and adding it to this tracker page here. And then you could see, you know, who's got pets and what level they are and all that. But yeah, I just wanted to do like something kind of basic, you know, make sure I checked off all the boxes, and then later on, once we're done, or maybe I'm hopefully working a little less, I'll have some more time to kind of complete that. But yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. I love the idea, and I love that you, you know, are building. You're like, I want to build this so that another tool can use this. I think that's really awesome. Similar to what I was telling Fasika, you could, you know, just even as a space to not even improve, because I think both of your projects were awesome. But you know, kind of just saying, okay, I'm gonna do it by owner. So anybody with the same owner, we're just gonna have, you know, maybe Mario or Toad, or by level, whoever is the biggest. And then, or you could just say, you know, by
Mm.
old Greg, and then you could just say like a number of pets, you know, and it's 3. Then you click on the 3, and then it opens up and it gets this one and this one and this one. That kind of idea.
Gotcha.
That'd be
More
cool.
specific queries or
Yeah.
call API calls. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
bringing stuff
100%.
down, or yeah, this is a cool idea though. Really fun.
Yeah, I think if I had more time, man, I could have really went big. And I was seeing some of these other projects. I was like, man, if I had some more time, I could be be like,
Yeah.
yo, but no, it's just a basic one. But yeah,
This is still, I mean, like you said, it hits everything, and it's funny, you know, this happens all the time, which is not a bad thing. I did it and I still do it, if I'm honest. Where I'll look at a project and be like, oh, I could do all this in 2 weeks. And then you find something and you're like, oh my gosh, this is taking me 4 days.
yeah,
So very common thing. So if you
yeah.
ever are, I've heard this a few times now. Anytime you think this is going to take X amount of time, triple it. So if you think
Hmm.
that this enough work, you think you could do it in 2 weeks, realistically, give yourself 6 weeks to do it. And that's especially if you're going to, you know, as you guys are job searching, if you're doing any sort of freelance stuff, I would say like going to Facebook is a great thing to see. Like real estate agents. Real estate agents is a big one. I've gotten a lot of clients to do, like, they need web pages and need ways that people can find them, and SEO stuff. Or just tools, right? But while you're doing that, give yourself plenty of time. Don't just say I could do it in 1 week. You know, worst case scenario or best case scenario, you still do it in 1 week, but you tell them 3 weeks, and then you deliver it at a week and a half, right? And you go, hey, I'm actually a week or a week and a half early or 2 weeks early. Let me know what you think. And then they're like, wow, this person's incredible. They did it in a third of the time. But really what you're doing is you're just giving yourself a little bit more time, because if you run into an issue, then all of a sudden you're good to go. So
Yeah.
yeah, under promise, over deliver. Absolutely. It's much better to do
Yes.
that than the opposite side.
Yeah, it's hard when you do all the stacks because you think you can do one thing in all the
Yeah,
languages, but they're
sure.
so different. And
They
like in
are.
JavaScript, we didn't even learn login and reg until it was black belt. And
Sure.
then same thing with like Java, it was some of the basics in other language are we weren't taught, and not the basics, but you know what I mean, some
Sure.
specific things. So yeah,
Yep.
I got a little ahead of myself there.
It's all right. That happens to literally everybody. So you're a-okay, my friend. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. So we will, I see Crystal wanted to add her name into the mix. So Crystal, why don't you go? And then if we have any other time, we can look at some JavaScript stuff. But if not, then we will keep going. I don't anticipate it taking 20 minutes, but we'll kind of play it by ear there. So go ahead, Crystal. All yours, my friend.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. It's kind of like short and sweet, I think. All right, so can you see my screen?
Not yet. Give it just a second.
I'm
Now
nervous.
we can see, no, you're doing great. We can see your VS Code now.
Okay, cool. As long as you can't see me tapping my leg nervously. Okay. So here's my page, my project. I decided to make a portfolio of what I can do, but I limited what I can do in description because I was just kind of like, my brain was all over the place. But I was gonna do something originally that was a little different, but I changed my mind out of that and decided to just focus on a portfolio so I can put it on my resume. So my project, I have my LinkedIn and I have my GitHub links up here for this repository. It goes to my GitHub. And then for this one, there's the LinkedIn one, and this one goes to my LinkedIn. So if they want to see more about my career, they can go here to see it. It's just loading very slowly. I apologize, I have slow internet. So here's where my LinkedIn is. So it takes me here. And then basically I have a table I created in here where someone could add feedback. So they could go straight to view the table and they could go ahead and add feedback. What I realized is that I don't want to post a table after the fact of the project for others' contact information to be displayed on there, because if someone wants to get in touch with me, they're not necessarily putting it there for everybody to see that. So I would rather have it divert to me in an email, but I'm not quite there yet. So I basically can add, this is the CRUD feature. I was a compliance underwriter before I took on this school. So I'm thinking analyst, risk analyst of some sort, right? So developer company, I'm going to put that up. A lot of characters. Position title must be no more than 150 characters. Didn't expect that. So, but it has a validation to stop it. So it
Awesome.
goes over by characters. I think I screwed that up somehow a little bit. Doesn't seem right. It seems a little wonky. But yeah, it has this option. I can go see the details of the person and I can delete it. And I can go back and I can edit and update. And it updated. So ultimately, this would probably have to be a hidden page if I were to get feedback from other people rather than everybody seeing it, unless I wanted it like a Yelp style. But that's all I got for you. It's short and sweet. I did some styling. I'm kind of like down with frequency style of things, so that's why I chose these as my pictures. I learned that PNG photos are what are used to make your graphics in a web frame, not a JPEG. And I also connected it to the MongoDB database. So, and I pushed it to GitHub, so it's also in there. And here's where my code pages are. That's my index, but that's not really the fun part, right? I have my paths, my components. I have a display all to put everything in one, and then a nav for all my buttons. And then views, the blog page. I did mention I use MongoDB. I'm still trying to figure some of that out because I try to connect it to what's called Vercel. So if you ever want to push something to GitHub and it has a cloud database, Vercel is a package that's compatible with what I'm trying to do. However, I'm struggling to figure it out. So it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. But otherwise, that's why I kind of narrowed it down to a more simple project, because I was attempting to do way more challenging things than I was ready for. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't know if you guys have questions or not.
You said you did connect to the database?
Yes, yeah, I did connect it to the Mongo database. I had some of those open and it just was giving me lots of fits. This is the Vercel part. I kind of got stuck here figuring it out, but I have a project, which is this one. And as you can see, it looks the same. So it says ready, it's in there, but
But
it's something tricky to connect it. That's for sure.
well, I probably wouldn't understand your code anyway. But could you just explain like the basics of what you had to do to connect it?
Yeah, so I went into the cloud database over here and I went under projects. This was another piece right here where the integrations are. I was stuck here. I can't figure this piece out. So, but yeah, I went in here to there was clusters where I connected it all. I played with it so much that I put myself in circles over it. So there's like a piece where you have your cluster and then there's like, you browse your collections and you can connect it. So it's right in here. But I haven't really had a chance to implement the Vercel to the database. So it's just working kind of funky since I did that.
And what is Vercel?
It's just another like software that's used as like a template through, or maybe it's MongoDB that's the template, but Vercel is like a package that will allow you to use a cloud database when you're connecting your template into your GitHub if you're trying to store something.
Okay. So it's like is it more like it's probably more like reactive or dynamic. You don't have to always commit and push. Is that what the idea of it is? It always pulls from what you got going on your website?
Well, it'll always accept the data that's being plugged into the website. However, if I want to update my code, I believe I would still need to do a git push.
Right.
If
Git
it's a
push.
group project, then I would want to do git pull first and then
Right.
push.
Gotcha. But if this website was actually deployed, then that would be where the Vercel would come in.
Yeah, and actually this is the deployed website.
Oh, nice. You know, I was wondering what my programmer was. Good job. It looks good.
Yeah.
I like the
So-
dark and the purple.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I did work hard on decorating it. I just didn't add enough detail to it as far as about me, but whatever. It'll get there piece by piece. But yeah, it doesn't say local host at the top. It's an actual website. So that's what I did, and this is my final
Nice.
product. Yeah. So
Yeah, this is nice. Like you're able to deploy your server and client, React client on Vercel, right?
yeah,
Do you-
yeah,
do you pay?
No, it's all supposed to be for free.
Oh, okay. You don't have they only give you their URL name, right? It doesn't give you a custom name.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just basically trying to like take on the challenge of having a database stored when people want to get in touch with me for my whatever I offer as services. Because I also want to add another page to this afterwards to do photography, because that's something I do on the side. So if I could put like another component in there for photography and put some albums with like a carousel, that would help a lot too. But for now, I think I just want to do this, be done, get a job, make it look nice, professional, short and sweet,
Yeah, easy to share though, right? Like just share the URL is what you do. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if I can just put like an @ and leave my link in spots, then that will be me leaving my breadcrumbs so somebody can get in touch with me.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really great job. And I think creating a portfolio is one way that you can kind of get your stuff kind of collected. And if somebody finds it, then it's a way that maybe this is a great place to maybe put some portfolio projects. Obviously, this is your project, but having this code here or having the code to your group project, stuff like that is a great thing to have here as well. But this is awesome.
Thank you. I
Really
really
great
appreciate it.
job.
I worked hard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you did. And
I like to do like creative things, like not necessarily like styling, but like I like to crochet, I like to sew, I like to play music, I like to do all kinds of like crafting. So
Mhm.
for me, this part where I got to make it look neat, that was the fun part for me. So
that's awesome. That's
yeah,
great. Really cool.
cool. Thank you.
Great job. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes. What we might do is similar to what we did yesterday. We might take a little 5 to 10 minute break. And then we've got quite a bit of people. Looks like Duntrail, the question you have in JavaScript, we can kind of talk through that in Discord. If not, we can talk about it tomorrow because I think we don't have near as many people tomorrow. So want to make sure that you're taken care of there. But we will take a little bit of a break. And at 5 o'clock PST, we will come back and Taryn, you will start us off.